I stood outside her apartment, hands sweating as I turned the velvet box over in my pocket for the 100th time. When she opened the door, her eyes lit up. "You look nervous? What's going on?" "I need to talk to you," I said, stepping inside. My heart was racing. "Sit down for a sec." She raised an eyebrow, kicking off her heels. "Is this serious?" "Yeah, very." I dropped to one knee. Her eyes widened. "Emily," I said, opening the box, "I love you. I don't have much, but everything I do have, I want to give to you. Will you marry me?" There was a pause. Too long. She stared at the ring, her lips parted, but nothing came out. I waited. Then came the smile, but not the one I dreamed of. It was tight, uncomfortable. She cleared her throat. Is this real?" "Yeah," I said, trying to keep my voice steady. "It's not big, but I put everything into it. I skipped lunches for weeks, sold some stuff." "You sold stuff?" she repeated, laughing awkwardly. "Babe, you didn't have to. I wanted to," I interrupted, smiling. "You're worth it." She looked at the ring again, and then back at me. "Is this really the best you could do?" I froze. "What?" "I mean, I'm not trying to be ungrateful," she said, backing off. "But we've been together for 3 years. Thought maybe, I don't know, something more polished. It's real gold," I muttered. Stung, I know. "It's just Marcus got his girl a car last month, like an actual car. And you're giving me a ring smaller than my pinky nail." "Marcus makes triple what I do," I said quietly, "and he's not dating you. Still, you know, I always imagined my proposal being more, I don't know, cinematic." "Cinematic," I repeated, slowly standing up. "This isn't a movie, Emily." "Exactly," she snapped, standing too. "This is real life. And real life needs security, not promises." I thought love mattered more than security. She crossed her arms. "Maybe that's your problem." I stared at her, trying to make sense of what I was hearing. "Are you saying no?" "Didn't say that. I need time. Let me think, okay? Think." I laughed bitterly. "Either you love me or you don't, Em." "Don't make this harder than it is," she sighed. I shoved the box back in my pocket and walked to the door. "Wait," she called. I turned back. "You know Marcus doesn't even treat his girl right? She looked down. "He treats her expensive." I didn't answer. I just walked out. Days passed. No calls. No texts. Just silence. Then I opened Instagram. She was wearing a sparkling diamond ring, his arm around her waist. Marcus. The caption said yes to forever. My chest went numb. I dropped my phone, just stared at the ceiling, tried to breathe. The worst part, I introduced them. They met at my birthday dinner. He brought her wine. She laughed at his jokes. I thought nothing of it. Now I saw everything. Marcus texted me that night. "Marcus, didn't mean for it to happen like this. You'll bounce back, man." I didn't reply. Emily messaged the next day. "Emily, I hope you find someone who matches your vibe. I needed something different. I wanted to scream, to break something, but I didn't. Instead, I packed a bag. No goodbye. No second chances. I was done giving everything and being told it wasn't enough. If she wanted different, I'd become unrecognizable. Not for her. Falm. Still no answer? Lena asked, sipping her coffee beside me at work. I shook my head. It's been a week since I proposed. She said she needed time, and now silence. She didn't even give you a straight yes or no, she said. Let me think, then disappeared like I was a bill she didn't want to pay. Yikes, that's cold. I nodded, staring at my phone again. Nothing. No texts. No missed calls. Just silence. A few more days passed. Then it happened. My phone buzzed while I was eating alone. Notification from Instagram. I tapped it. There she was. Emily on a yacht, smiling. Hand lifted high with a massive diamond ring. Marcus was behind her, sunglasses on, arms wrapped around her waist. The caption said, "What's mine is yours." I said, "Forever." The room spun. I dropped my fork. My mouth was dry. I scrolled through the comments. Like I was watching a nightmare in slow motion. You chose well, girl. That's how you secure a future. He's a real man. I wanted to scream. Instead, I just sat there, staring at my screen until it dimmed. The next day, Marcus messaged me. Marcus, I didn't plan for this to happen, bro. It just did. No hard feelings? No hard feelings? I laughed out loud. In the middle of the office, people turned to stare. Lena whispered, "Are you okay?" I turned the screen toward her. She blinked. That's your friend. Was? And your girl also was? She went quiet. I got up, walked straight into the bathroom, and locked the door behind me. My reflection looked like a ghost. I splashed cold water on my face. "You'll be fine," I whispered. "You always are." But I wasn't. Later that night, Emily finally messaged, "Emily, I didn't know how to tell you. Didn't mean to hurt you." Me. "So you told the whole internet instead." Emily. "I didn't want it to be this way, me. You didn't want the ring." "That's what this is really about." She didn't reply. So I sent one last message. Me. "Congrats on the ring. Hope it keeps you warm when the love fades." And then I blocked her. "Are you quitting?" Lena asked. The next morning when I handed her my locker key. "No, just disappearing for a while." "Where?" "Anywhere. But here, you don't have to run, you know." "I'm not running, I'm restarting." She looked like she wanted to say more, but she just nodded. "Then don't come back the same. Come back better." I walked out with nothing but my backpack and a burning hole in my chest. That night, I stood at the train station, watching the city lights blur behind my tears. I thought about her smile. "You're about how she used to hold my hand and say you're all I need?" Lies. I thought about Marcus, how he used to joke that I was the lucky one. Turns out he was planning to trade places all along. But none of it mattered now. They chose each other. And left me in the dirt. "You're sure you want to leave everything?" Lena asked, standing by the station steps. "I've got nothing left here," I said, tightening my grip on my bag. "Not love, not loyalty, just memories I don't want. And don't come back small," she said. "Come back with fire." And I left. 3 states away, I stepped off the bus with $50 and no plan. The air smelled different, cleaner, maybe, or maybe I was just breathing again. "Name?" the manager asked at the diner. "Ryan, experience none." "Can mop? Better than anyone you've met?" He chuckled. "You're hired." Nights blurred into each other, greasy floors, burned arms, sleepless eyes. But every break I studied. Finance books, online videos, mock exams. Numbers didn't lie. "People did you again?" the librarian asked. After my 3rd week in a row? "Yep." "You're going through accounting, banking, and investment guides?" "Like it's candy. I'm changing my life." She smiled. "Then I hope you like chocolate." "Because I've got a stack in the back." 6 months later, I walked into Grant & Moore in a wrinkled suit 2 sizes too big. "You worked at a diner?" The interviewer raised an eyebrow and studied corporate finance every free second. "Why here?" "'Cause I want to learn. From the best, and I don't want charity. Just a chance." He stared at me. "Start Monday. Analyst intern. Minimum wage. I'll take it." "You're late, Mr. Grant," barked on my first day. "Bus broke down." "Then run next time. Let's see if you're worth my time." "I will be," he smirked. "We'll see." "Why are you still here?" Lena asked over the phone. "Night. Because quitting would prove them right." He was quiet for a beat. "You miss her?" "No. Liar. I miss who I thought she was, not who she is. That's growth." I nodded, even though she couldn't see me. I don't ever want to feel powerless again. Keep climbing." Mr. Grant tossed a thick folder on my desk. "Fix this. Not qualified to." "You want to prove yourself? Do it." I stayed late. Rewrote the report. Cross-checked every figure. Next morning, he flipped through it in silence. "This is excellent," he said. "Thank you, sir. Don't thank me. Earn the next one." 2 years passed. "You look different," the diner manager said when I stopped by. Clean shirt. Decent shoes. Full night's sleep. I grinned. "Big time now?" "Get in there." I handed him an envelope for giving me a chance. He opened it. 5,000 I owed you. You didn't. I knew to. You've changed, Lena said, when we finally met again. I had to. You're calmer, sharper, stronger. That's what being broken does. You planning to stay gone? For now? Good. I sat alone one night, watching the city lights shimmer through my apartment window. I thought about Emily's voice, so sweet when it suited her, so cold when I needed her most. You'll never be enough for me. Those words used to haunt me. Now, they drove me. I whispered, I'll never beg again. I'll never love blindly again. And I meant it. I was building something now, and no one could take it from me. Is everyone here? Secretary asked. I stepped through the glass doors, papers in hand. Who the hell are you? One of the board members barked. I believe I own most of this table now, I replied, sliding the acquisition file to the center, confused glances, whispering. Then Marcus turned. His face went white. Ryan, he choked. I gave him a nod. Been a while? What? What are you doing here? I'd ask the same, but I know exactly what you're doing. It's running my company. Well, trying to? Your company? I held up the documents. As of this morning, I hold 62% of the shares in this institution. Silence. Emily clutched his arm. This is some kind of joke. It's not, I said. You can read it if you like. I made sure the legal team used big fonts. You planned this? Marcus hissed. For 5 years, I said. While you two posted yacht selfies and wedding hashtags, I was buying everything under your nose. Emily shook her head. You're lying. You don't have that kind of money. I didn't, I said, but I earned it. Every damn dollar. A younger board member leaned forward. Is this legitimate? Absolutely, I said. You'll find the signatures from the former chair, CFO, and 2 major stakeholders. They were happy to sell. This can't be happening, Marcus muttered. It is, I said. And you're sitting in my seat? He stood up slowly. You're not qualified for this. I'm not. I pulled out my portfolio. Then let's compare growth charts, shall we? Emily blinked. Why would you do this? I stared. At her, because you said I'd never be enough, because you left me when I had nothing. I didn't leave you for nothing. No, you left me for a wallet. That's not fair. Neither was what you did. She looked down. Marcus slammed his hand on the table. I built this company. No, I said. You inherited it and nearly ran it into the ground. You think you can do better? I already have. My firm outperformed yours for 3 consecutive years. That's why your own board invited me. Older members nodded. Effective today, I continued, this company is a subsidiary of Carrington Holdings, which I own. Marcus's eyes darted around. You're bluffing. I don't need to bluff, I said. I have signatures, stock, and control. The room fell quiet. Emily whispered, Ryan, please, please, what? Don't fire him? Don't do this? I tilted my head. I'm not here for revenge. I'm here for leadership, Marcus scoffed. That's rich. No, Marcus. I'm rich. Gasps. I stood, placing my hand. On the documents, you're not being fired. Not yet. You're being watched. You can't. I can. I'll report to Mr. Keller from now on. He's been promoted to regional director. You answer to him. He answers to me. Or Keller. Grinned. Pleasure, Marcus. Emily looked like she'd seen a ghost. I turned to her. You're still working in PR, right? She nodded hesitantly. Then I hope you're good at crisis management, I said, because we're about to restructure everything. Marcus stepped toward me. You're a petty bastard, maybe, but I built this empire from the dirt. You left me in. He opened his mouth, but no words came. I tapped the table once. This meeting is over. Board members rose in stunned silence as they filed out. Marcus lingered behind. This isn't over, he said. No, I replied. It's just beginning. In the empty boardroom, I looked around. The leather chairs, the glass walls, the gold-plated name tags. This used to be their kingdom. Now it was mine. I didn't feel joy, just power. Quiet, cold. But for the first time in years, I smiled. Sir? She's here again, Vanessa said, stepping into my office with her usual calm. Let her in. You sure I'm not hiding? Emily walked in slowly, eyes darting around like she didn't recognize the space. She looked smaller, thinner, worn out. Can we talk? She asked. I didn't answer. I just leaned back in my chair and waited. She sat down across from me, folding her hands tightly in her lap. You look different, I raised an eyebrow. 5 years will do that. 8. Meant stronger. Colder, maybe. You didn't come here to talk about my temperature. She sighed. No, I didn't. Silence. I made a mistake, she said finally. I looked at her without blinking. Did you? She whispered. I chose wrong. You did. I thought Marcus was your upgrade, I cut in. He wasn't. Her lips trembled. He changed. No, I said. You just saw what he really was when the shine wore off. Emily reached forward slightly. I didn't come here to fight, good, I said, because there's nothing left to fight for. I need you to know I regret it. Everything. I tilted my head. Do you regret what you did? Or what it cost you? She flinched. Does it matter? It does to me. She looked down. You don't understand? No, I said sharply. You don't understand. You made me feel like I was nothing. It's not true. You said I wasn't enough. You looked me in the eyes and said it. Her eyes filled with tears. I was scared. Didn't believe in you back then, I did. She wiped at her cheek. You were kind, loyal. You loved me. You left me. I'm sorry, she whispered. I said nothing. I thought about reaching out 100 times, she went on. But I thought you'd hate me. I don't hate you, I said. I just don't need you, she swallowed. That hurts. Good. Emily stood up slowly. To try. To what? I asked. Win me back? No, she said. To tell you the truth? Already know the truth, I said. You chose your price. She looked confused. What? I stood and walked to the window, hands in my pockets. You picked a man for his money. That was your price. You sold your future for comfort. Ryan, I turned to face her. I didn't come here to hurt you. But I won't lie to make you feel better. She stepped toward me, reaching out. I still think about us. I pulled my hand back. Don't? Why? Because it doesn't exist anymore. Emily's voice cracked. Can't we at least be friends? No, I said simply. Vanessa knocked lightly and entered. Sorry, sir. Your lunch meeting is here. I nodded. Thank you. Vanessa glanced at Emily, then back at me. Would you like me to show her out? Emily's face turned red. No, I can find the door. She started to walk out, then paused. You really don't feel anything? I feel peace, I said, and peace is expensive. She turned and left. Vanessa waited a second. Okay, I sat down. Yeah, she looked like she wanted something back. She can't have it. Vanessa nodded. Good, you've come too far. I leaned back in my chair, staring at the closed door. Yeah, I have. Sir, she's back. Alone this time, Vanessa said from the doorway. I didn't even look up. Send her in. You don't have to do this. I know. Emily stepped in like she was walking on glass. Her eyes flicked around the office like she was searching for a time machine. She looked drained, thinner, tired. Can we talk? Her voice cracked. I folded my hands. You're already here. She sat down slowly across from me. You've changed. So have you. I didn't think you'd actually take over the bank. Your mistake. I guess I made a lot of those. I stayed silent. She leaned forward.
Ryan.
I made a mistake. A huge one, I know. I chose wrong, Marcus. He's not who I thought he was. You thought he was money? He was just not smart money. I'm not here to defend him, she said quietly. Then why are you here? Hesitated because I lost everything. And I don't even blame you for not caring. You're right, I said. I don't. She blinked fast, like she was fighting tears. Don't expect forgiveness. Good, because I don't. Give it. I just needed to say it out loud. That I was wrong. That I see it now. I didn't move. It's a little late for Vision. I thought you'd be happy. I am. Just not for the reasons you think. You don't miss me at all? Emily, I said. You left me when I was down. Now that I'm up. You want what you threw away. That's not fair. No, what you did wasn't fair. She looked at her hands. I was scared. I didn't believe in you back then. Now you believe in my bank account. Her head snapped up. That's not yes it is. You weren't in love with me. You were in love with potential. The moment things got hard, you vanished. I was weak. You were selfish. Silent stretched. She reached across the desk slowly. I never stopped caring. Pulled my hand away. You chose your price. She froze. I just raised my worth. Her lips trembled. Ryan, I stood up. I've nothing left to say to you. Please, she whispered, standing too. We were good together. No, I was good. You were comfortable. She looked like she wanted to say more, but the words died. Vanessa stepped in without knocking. Mr. Carter, your lunch meeting is here. Thanks, Vanessa. Vanessa glanced at Emily, then said, Should I have security escort her? Emily flinched. No, I said. She knows her way out. Emily turned toward the door. Goodbye. Ryan, goodbye, Emily. She paused before leaving. You really feel nothing? I feel peace, I said. That's more than I ever had with you. The door clicked shut. Vanessa tilted her head. Want me to reschedule the next meeting? No, let's keep going. She smiled faintly. You handled that well. I wasn't trying to handle anything. She couldn't even look you in the eye. She shouldn't, I said. Vanessa nodded. And you gained something better. Yeah, I said, finally breathing. Me. Ready? Vanessa asked, holding the audit file like it was a sword. I nodded. Bring in the board. The glass doors opened, and the room filled with people board members. Senior staff, and yes, Marcus. He strolled in like he owned the place as usual. Emily followed a few steps behind, her expression unreadable. Let's begin, I said, standing at the head of the table. Marcus smirked. This better be quick. I've got a lunch at Delano's. Then let's not waste time, I replied, opening the folder. This is an independent audit of our last 3 fiscal years. He shifted. Audit? Since when? Since discrepancies started appearing in accounts only you had access. 2. The room went quiet. I don't know what you think you're doing, Ryan, but this is over. I cut in. The numbers speak louder than your lies. Vanessa handed copies to the board. Pages turned. Whispers began. Embezzlement. Fake vendors. Overseas accounts. It's all tied to your login credentials. Marcus laughed. Too loud. This is ridiculous. You'd think I'd risk everything for what, some extra cash? It's not extra. Millions. He shot up from his chair. This is a setup. No, it's evidence. One of the board members, Mr. Langford, cleared his throat. We reviewed the findings. They're solid. Do you know who I am? Marcus snapped. I built this company. You built it with stolen bricks, I said coldly. I made this place what it is. You drained it to keep up your image. Lavish cars, private jets, penthouse suites. Emily looked down at her hands. Emily, Marcus turned to her. Tell them I'd never do this. She hesitated. I don't know anymore. That hit him harder than anything I'd said. I trusted you, he muttered. And I trusted numbers, I replied. They didn't let me down. Mr. Langford stood. The board has unanimously voted for immediate termination. You can't fire me, Marcus roared. I own this place. Not anymore, Vanessa said coolly. Your shares were seized the moment the fraud was confirmed. Security appeared at the door. You think this is over? Marcus snarled at me. You'll regret this. I finally smiled. I already don't. They moved toward him. He backed up, touched me, and I swear, but no one listened. 2 guards grabbed his arms. This isn't justice. He screamed as they dragged him out. This is betrayal. No, I said, turning away. This is karma. Emily stood frozen, eyes bouncing between me and Marcus. He thrashed once more before the doors slammed behind him. Silence. Langford cleared his throat. Well handled. Thank you. You did what no one else had the guts to do. I nodded once. The company deserves better. Emily remained rooted to the spot, her mouth slightly open. You okay? I asked, without looking at her. She flinched. I didn't know he was capable of this. I did. I feel stupid. Not my concern, I replied. I defended him. I stood by him. And now you know who you were standing next to. She stepped forward. Ryan, I don't need an explanation or an apology, but I feel like I owe you, don't owe me. You owe yourself some self-respect. She didn't speak. Excuse me, I said to the room. I have work to do. As I walked out, I felt that quiet, powerful high of justice. Not revenge, just balance being restored. Vanessa followed. That was brutal. Was it in the best way? I smiled faintly. He fell by his own hand, and she can decide what side of the glass she wants to live. We passed the boardroom again. Emily stood inside, still lost, still silent. I didn't even glance back. I was sipping burnt coffee in the company lounge when I heard soft footsteps behind me. I didn't need to turn around. Ryan, I exhaled. Through my nose, Emily. Can I sit? It's a free country. She slid into the seat across from me. She looked different, smaller. Like life had been trimming her down piece by piece. I wasn't sure you'd still be here this late. I own the building, I said. I'm here whenever I want to be. She looked downright. Silence. Do you still think of me? She finally asked, voice barely above a whisper. I stared at her, no smile, no hate, just truth. Yes. She blinked. You do? But not with love. Her eyes glistened instantly. I don't expect you to forgive me. I just... I don't know what I expected. You expected me to still be waiting? I said. Still be that man? I miss that man, she said, her voice cracking. I leaned forward slightly. The man you left was the last one who would have died for you. She bit her lip. I know. He's gone now. Her hand twitched like she wanted to reach for mine, but she didn't. I was stupid, she whispered. So stupid. You were selfish, I corrected. Stupid would have been staying and growing with me. Selfish was leaving when I had nothing. I thought I was choosing security. No, I said. You were choosing shortcuts. She wiped her eyes. I didn't know Marcus was doesn't matter. You didn't choose him because he was good. You chose him because he had more. I thought I deserved more. She murmured. And now? I asked. I just want to feel whole again. I stood up slowly, then start rebuilding. Without looking back, her voice shook. You really don't love me anymore? I paused. I don't even love the memory. Tears streamed down her cheeks now. I don't blame you. Good, because I don't carry blame anymore. She opened her mouth, then closed it. I could see she wanted to say more. I wasn't. Giving her the chance, I meant everything once, she whispered. And now you mean nothing? That broke her. I saw it the way her shoulders sagged, the way she clutched her own arms like she was trying to hold herself together. Goodbye, Emily, I said. She didn't reply. I walked out, at each step lighter than the last. I didn't need to look back. Some doors don't deserve to be reopened, and some people don't deserve second chances. Are you sure this is the place? Lena asked, her eyes wide as she looked up at the grand marble steps of the bank. I smiled. Positive. She tilted her head. It's not exactly candlelit. I figured fluorescent lighting and high interest rates were more our vibe, she laughed. Very romantic. You always said romance wasn't about glitter. Just meaning... She looked at me curiously. Ryan, what are we doing here? I pulled her gently toward the steps. We're standing on everything I once thought I needed to be worth something. And now. I know I was worth something even when I had nothing, I said, because you saw it. Her expression softened. I saw a man who didn't. Fake smiles. A man who offered me half his sandwich on his worst day. You never judged me. You never needed fixing. I reached into my coat pocket. Her eyes widened. No, she whispered. Yes, Ryan. You stood by me when I was invisible, I said. You believed in me when I barely believed in myself. Tears shimmered in her eyes. I didn't do anything special. You showed up every day without conditions. That's rare. Her hands trembled slightly. Are you really doing this? I dropped to one knee. Lena, I'm not asking you because I've made it. I'm asking you because with or without. All this, I want my future to sound like your laugh, to feel like you're quiet, and to grow with your patience. She pressed a hand to her mouth. I don't have a yacht, I grinned. But I've got a really good lunchbox now. She laughed through her tears. That's not why I stayed. No. That's why I'm here. She nodded, whispering. Yes. What? Yes. As in, yes, Ryan. I'll marry you. I slid the ring onto her finger, simple and silver. Nothing flashy, not gold, she teased. Honesty shines brighter. She pulled me up into a hug. I never needed rich. I just needed real. I can give you that. Every day. We stood there, to nobodies on the steps of a place that once told me I'd never be enough. Now, I didn't need its approval. I had hers, and that was everything. Is that her? Lena whispered beside me. I followed her gaze. Outside the tall glass doors, Emily stood frozen. A cream dress, red eyes, and that same old look like she just realized something too late. I didn't invite her, I said quietly. She's just standing there, Lena murmured. Like she doesn't know what to do. She never did. Lena looked at me. Want me to ask security? No. Let her watch. Emily took a step closer to the doors, her eyes locked on me. I didn't move. Ryan, Lena said gently. You okay? I nodded. More than okay. We stood near the arch. Music. Soft in the background, the guests mingling around us. But all I could feel was the weight of Emily's stare. Looks like she's about to cry, Lena whispered. She cried when she left too, I replied. Didn't stop her. Lena touched my arm. Do you want to talk to her? No, I said firmly. She's not part of this chapter. Emily raised a trembling hand like she was about to wave. I didn't wave back. She wants to be seen, Lena said. She was seen, I said, and chosen, and she left anyway. Silence passed between us. I'm not her, Lena said quietly. I looked at her. I know. That's why I'm here. Emily's eyes glistened. She mouthed something I couldn't tell what. Maybe my name, maybe a regret. Either way, it didn't matter. She doesn't get to rewrite the ending, I said. No, Lena smiled. Because you already wrote a better one. I turned back to Lena. You ready? Only if you are. I took her hand, raised it to my lips, and kissed it. Then I pulled her close and kissed her like the world wasn't watching. Opened my eyes, Emily was gone. I didn't look for her.